you are back with comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. This little girl, my fucking daughter, is killing me at the moment. If the way she is behaving now is any indication of her future behavior, like when she's a teenager, I'm in big fucking trouble. She already just does whatever the fuck she wants, and no one can stop her. She just runs amok. I've been sleeping with her the last few nights, just me and her, because she hasn't breastfed in like 5 days now. And last night was the worst night ever. It was every 45 minutes she woke up from 11:30 p.m. till like 6 a.m. And every time she woke up, I had to pat her or rock her to sleep or feed her. It was intense. By the time it got to 6 a.m., I was like, fuck it. Just do whatever you want, kid. If you want to launch off the fucking end of the bed head first, fucking go for it. I can't move. I can't open my eyes and I can't move. Such a fucking nightmare. It's been going on for months now. And after spending a night fucking wrestling with this like 7 kilogram fucking female, you're so wiped for the rest of the day that you just can barely do anything. She hasn't even started talking yet either, and that's the worst. When the kids start talking, Jesus Christ, that is the worst. New parents are always looking forward to that. I was with my son as well. I was like, oh, I can't wait till he starts speaking. Fuck. What a naive piece of shit I was. Now all I want him to do is just shut the fuck up for 2 minutes. Just 2 minutes, just shut up. Soon there's going to be 2 of them not shutting the fuck up. I don't know what I'm going to do. I need to get an office, I think. No one respects you when you work from home. When you work from home, people just think you're YouTubing all day, which I am mostly, but that fires me up for the work I do. And this work I'm talking about is the podcast. And some writing as well. And trying to organize some fucking stand-up. All thankless, underappreciated pursuits. As soon as I start earning enough money, I'm getting a fucking office. That's it. I'm leaving the house for 8 hours a day and I'm going to the office. So join the Patreon, please. Links in my social media bios or message me directly. I'll send the links to you. But office space is definitely going to get cheaper, isn't it? Every cunt's working from home now, so I might be able to get a cheap office somewhere. A full floor. I'll try and get a full floor. Boyle Enterprises. That would be the life. Just have my own office, an entire floor of a fucking building, views out each window. It's completely empty except one desk, one chair, and just this microphone. That's it. And I leave for work every day and I come back 8 hours later. Sometimes when I'm working real hard, I might have to stay a bit late, but I'm sleeping with the girl again tonight, so I've already got anxiety. I'm meant to be doing a gig tomorrow night as well, which I'm going to be so fucked for. Oh, did I even tell you I went to a gig on Friday? So I had this gig on Friday and they just brought in a 9 p.m. weekend curfew. So the show was meant to start at 8 p.m. and they changed the time to 7 p.m. at the last minute. Like 12 hours before the show, they changed the time to 7 p.m. So I go down there, I turn up and not a single person showed up. It was in a fucking tattoo studio as well. That's what the gigs are like here at the moment. Tattoo studios, cafes in the corner next to the fucking coffee machine, open micers, fucking parents' house. Like, the gigs are weird here at the moment. But I'm meant to be doing a gig tomorrow, which I'm not going to be looking forward to if I don't get any sleep. Anyway, it is Wednesday and it is that time of the week again. It is Boyle Breaks History. I missed it last week because I couldn't think of anything I gave a fuck about. But this week, I'm actually a little bit excited because I've got a topic that is very close to my heart. I actually brought it up earlier in the week when I was talking about the Europeans fucking pigs back in the day and then taking all their disease over to the Americas. So this week's topic is, I'm not even too sure what to call it, but it is the history of, let's call it, the spread of disease from the old world, which is Europe, to the new world, which was the Americas, and how and why disease wiped out most of the indigenous population of the Americas. So everyone pretty much knows that the Europeans, when they reached the Americas, wiped out most of the population, not through murder, although they murdered plenty. It was mainly through disease, like smallpox, typhus, tuberculosis. Like, the Europeans were filthy, fucking disease-ridden fucking animals. So when the Europeans brought these diseases over, the people of the New World, let's call the Americas the New World. The people of the New World had no immunity to these diseases and got fucking wiped out. And I hadn't thought about it before, but when I was looking into this, I was like, okay, so why didn't the Europeans, the people from the old world, all right, the old world is Europeans and the new world is the Americas. Everyone knows that. So why didn't the people from the old world get sick with any of the diseases from the new world? The reason is because there was no real diseases in the new world. All those diseases that I mentioned before, smallpox, typhus, tuberculosis, influenza, measles, cholera, all that shit, they're plagues. And in the new world, they had no plagues. They did have illnesses in the new world, but they didn't have these fucking plagues. Plagues operate a little bit differently to illnesses. Plagues wipe you the fuck out. Well, they do two things. They either kill you immediately or you become immune to it immediately. So you either die from a particular plague or you're immune to it. And if you are immune to it, it doesn't mean you don't have it. It just means it doesn't affect you. You can still carry it. It just doesn't do anything to you. So that's plagues. And there was a couple of reasons why there were no plagues in the New World. The first one is they didn't have like highly densely populated, unsanitary fucking cities like dirty old fucking Europe did. Like cholera, that was a big one back in the day in Europe. So cholera becomes a problem when you take a shit in the drinking water and then you start drinking the water. And that's what the Europeans were doing. They were just shitting in the Thames and just fucking drinking the water. And they weren't doing that in the New World. Their cities weren't as densely populated, but they were much more sanitary. They didn't shit directly in the water they were drinking. How is that? The fucking Europeans landed in the Americas and called the fucking natives there savages. And the natives clearly understood that you shouldn't shit in your drinking water. But in hindsight, they probably should have shat in their drinking water. It might have helped them out a little bit. How is that for fucking justice? The animals that shit in their drinking water because they're too dumb to fucking not shit in their drinking water gained an advantage over the people that clearly separated the drinking and shitting water. Anyway, that is just a little piece of the puzzle. If you had to boil it down to one thing, it pretty much all comes down to the domestication of animals in the old world. That's where the big piece of the puzzle is, because all these plagues are from animals. Like pigs caused whooping cough and the flu, birds caused the flu as well. Cows are responsible for fucking measles, tuberculosis, smallpox. It's all from the animals. And in the old world, there were heaps of dumb fucking animals to domesticate, to put to use for human purposes. For breeding, eating, plowing the fucking shit. In the old world, you had some stupid fucking cows, you had the fucking gross pigs, you had goats, you had sheep, you had sheeple, you had horses, you had all these dumb animals that you could just domesticate easily. In the new world, they had fuck all. They had no animals to domesticate. They didn't even have horses in the new world. They had like the American buffalo, which is like 2.5 tons of rock hard fucking muscle that loves headbutting shit. They couldn't domesticate that. What are they going to do? Domesticate a fucking anaconda? The only thing they could possibly domesticate in the new world was the most retarded of all animals, the llama. And they are almost too retarded to domesticate. If you've seen a llama, you know what I'm talking about. So the domestication of the animals in Europe and the lack of the domestication of animals in the New World was one of the big factors. But it's very rare and difficult for fucking diseases to just jump ship from animals to humans. It doesn't just occur all the time, naturally. But in Europe back in the day, Humans and all these animals were just living together on top of each other. There were open slaughterhouses. Pigs were shitting in the street and in the water as well. Everyone was drinking the water. Cows were living in houses. People were fucking pigs, obviously. There was a lot of interaction between these animals and humans, and the diseases jumped ship. So by the time the Europeans got to the New World, everyone who was going to die of all these plagues was already dead, and the people that were left were the immune people who were carrying all the plagues but just weren't affected by them. So when they rocked up and they sneezed, they killed like 90 million people real quickly. So that's how the disease-riddled, disgusting, living in their own filth Europeans wiped out the people of America who had been one with nature for 30,000 years. That's why it's better to be dirty than clean. You're going to get fucking wiped out. Anyway, that draws to a conclusion another episode of Boyle Breaks History. And that will do for tonight. If you're enjoying the podcast, keep sharing it around with your friends, and I'll see you the fuck later.